Hi, I'm Ben Freeman from Trident Fly Fishing. Today, we're here to test two of the hottest rods on the market, the Hardy Zenith and the Loomis NRX LP. We'll be casting both rods today on our favorite outfit, which includes the Lamson Vanquish and SA Sharkskin GPX. First thing we always like to look at is fit and finish. The first thing you'll notice is that the Loomis has a slightly nicer cork finish. Not to say that the Hardy is bad, but I think the Loomis is just a little bit smoother. Moving up the rod, you're going to see the Loomis is equipped with full recoil guides. This makes the rod lighter and cast a little bit smoother. The Hardy's got them too, they just don't start at the stripping guide. In terms of wraps, I'm not a rod builder, but it looks to me that the Hardy and the Loomis are both really tight. Finally, we'll take a quick look at the reel seat. This is where I think the Loomis is a true winner. We've got just a much nicer reel seat and finishing there. Now it's time to see how they cast, because that's what really everyone's interested in. All right, so the first thing we want to find out from these rods is how they cast in close. So we're going to start with 25 feet. Now the Hardy does okay, but it's just got too much power for those close-in casts. The next distance is sort of what I say is most anglers' standard trout distance, which is about 40 feet. Let's see how it does there. I really like this rod at about 40 feet. It really starts to shine, and you can kind of really get the feel for how the Hardy really performs. But how does it do on long bombs? Well, let's check it out. Now the 75-foot cast, really got to get this double haul in to get it out there. But the Hardy's got plenty of power to do it. So let's switch out these reels and see how the Loomis performs. All right, and now we're going to do the same thing with the NRX. First up, 25 feet. And man, this is where the soft tip of the NRX really shines through. It's able to just constantly deliver those tight casts right on target in close. But let's see how it does at 40 feet. At 40 feet, it's still pretty solid. You know, it doesn't have the same kind of fling it out there power as the Zenith does, but it's right on target, even at 40 feet. Nothing to complain about there. And finally, last but not least, the 70-foot test. Let's see if we can really bomb it out there. And this is where I think it just doesn't quite have the same kind of muscle that the Zenith has. You know, we're casting in about 20 miles an hour of wind, and it just doesn't have the muscle to pull this off with ease. Can you get it out there? Yeah. Is it still really accurate? Definitely. But it doesn't quite have the same power. So this is a gear review. We're going to give you a winner. But the truth is, you can't lose with either of these rods. We did some additional testing off camera, and if you're casting a conehead woolly bugger or a heavy nymph rig, the extra power of the Hardy Zenith really helps get that out there. On the flip side, if you're fishing western streams, spring creeks, you're really going to appreciate the excellent dry fly and close-in performance of the Loomis NRX LP. So what's the verdict? For me, I'll be keeping my Hardy Zenith. But for you, you might take the Loomis. Either way, you can get them both at tridentflyfishing.com. Thanks for watching.